What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the podcast. Got a special guest
Hey,
today by the name of Say. What's going on, Say? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm good. We're good. Now,
Thank
Say,
you.
I found out about your work a while back. And I feel like the reason why I think your work is so dope because it's like you draw and basically like you turn your art into like a clothing brand, and I think that's dope. And
Thank you.
that's why I'm a fan of it. And that's why I rock with it. So, um, before we start, give us a background about yourself. Where you from, stuff like that.
Okay, so I'm from Maryland, Frederick, Maryland. My family's Gambian, so raised in a Gambian household. Um, I was in Maryland until I graduated, and then I came to New York for school. I initially just wanted to do business. I wasn't like set on fashion. I always loved it. I always loved art, but like I didn't really think that I could like pursue that and like actually live on it. So I started at Pace University and I went as a business, just like business in general, trying to figure out, what to like specify in. And yeah, so that's how I came to New York in 2016.
Wow, no, that's tight. That's tight.
Thank you.
Give me a sec. Now let's take a look at your work. All right. So when did you tap into your creative side? When did you start? Drawing, and then when you start the clothing brand.
Okay, so like I was always like drawing. I loved art, but I wasn't like someone who like went home every day and like just tore out a sketch pad or even painted at that really. So like I said, I came here and I did business. So during my second semester of school, I had someone on my floor who her major was art and she was just always painting like all day. You would pass her by in the hallway, she's painting on random things. I'm like, yo, like you just paint on anything? And she's like, yeah. So I'm like, I wasn't working. I'm like, business mindset. I'm like, imagine if you just painted on some pants? So I like collected all these pants from like everyone in my school, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start this. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring you all these pants, and then you're gonna go ahead and do your thing on it. She did one pair, and I'm like, trying to market them, and this girl was like, I love them. So we sold our first pair. So I noticed that she wasn't really excited to do it. So I took that opportunity. I'm like, even though I wasn't painting or anything, I'm like, if you want to do something, you got to do it yourself for it to be right. So I'm like, let me take all those pants back. And I'm so happy I did that because if I had never did that, I would have never even tried to do it. I literally
Wow.
just, yeah, on a whim, literally was like, let me try. And I was like, okay, this is something. It wasn't like perfect, but I'm like, okay, I surprised myself here. So I did it, and a lot of people really liked it. I'm like, okay, like, let me keep going with it. So it wasn't anything planned. I just tried it and like, I wasn't too scared to like put it out there because if you like it, you like it. If you don't, it's my thing. So I did that and just kept going with it and then developed like the first thing I drew was a face for sure. So like that's the easiest thing. Like to me, it didn't have to be perfect because it's not like you've seen that face before and know what it's supposed to look like. So it gave me the freedom to just like be chill and just draw it.
Wow. Okay. See, one thing about your artwork is like it's so unique because yes, it's a face, but you got like the big nose, the big hair, and why the big hair, why the big nose? Like, what anime did you watch when
Mm.
you start thinking like that?
So my dad, like I said, my family's Gambian. I remember being like really young and then asking him for help on my homework. But this is for art class now. So they're like, draw people, like something as simple as that. But I'm like, I don't really know how to go about that. So I'm like, Dad, can you help me? And he goes to draw. Mind you, I'm really young. I want to say like first grade or so, something like that. He's drawing, and everything is so abstract and big. And I'm like, as a kid, it was scary. I'm like, what is this? This is not what a person, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is not what I wanted. But I always remembered that, and I was like, it threw me off as a kid, but I kind of liked it, I guess. So when I kept like when I would go to draw, it would just kind of come out, and like I'm the type of person where I don't like something. Like if you gave me like a directions 1 through 10, it throws me off. Like I want to be able to get to the finish line my way. So
Okay.
like drawing like that and not having it be perfect like allowed me to like not look at it as a chore. You know what I mean? Like I like just like doing
Wow.
it because I'm like how it comes out is how it comes out. You know?
Wow. Now that's good. You know, it's like you know, you was drawing not trying to be perfect, you know, and it's like, and it came out looking good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that's why, you know, when like, I feel like with your clothing brand, no matter where you go, no matter, like, if you see that, you're like, you know it's yours because it's just, it stands out very well, you
Thank
know?
you. Thank
So,
you.
so definitely, you know, and then, since like, you know, like, say you're an artist, is there any artist that like you, let's say you are inspired by or,
Mm, honestly, there I can't just pinpoint one, I would say. I feel like I always get this question. I'm like, why do I struggle with it? Because I really just take inspiration from the most random things. Like I could be walking down the street and see like just like someone wearing a yellow jacket and someone wearing a purple jacket next to them. I'm like, okay, that color combo is really nice. You know what I mean? And I'll take it from
wow,
that. Then I'll see like just random things and I kind of just grab inspiration out of like everything and then it kind of comes out as one. But like there's so many artists that like definitely like love their work. Great like great things. But inspiration when it comes to my stuff is literally I could take it from the street.
wow. So you basically, you just take from anything and just make it your own.
Yeah. It could be a song that makes me feel a certain way. It could be definitely I love color combinations and random ones. Like I said, like people on the street, they don't know they're supposed to be next to each other. I'm like, okay, that looks really good. Or like
Wow.
just things like that.
No, that's good. I mean, I like the fact that you're so versatile when it comes to just like, you know, you're not just narrow minded when it comes to just, you know, thinking of what to do and stuff.
Hmm.
So that's definitely good. I have to applaud that.
Thank you.
Now, my next question, like you said, you know, I feel like we all inspired someone. You know, like, you know, obviously, you know, you mentioned your dad, and you mentioned how you go outside and you see different things that inspire you.
Hmm.
Let's say there's someone that they didn't want to start drawing, or they didn't want to, you know, get into the clothing brand. I mean, what
Hmm.
advice would you have? What advice would you have for them?
Okay. One thing I noticed amongst my peers is like, okay, like what do you want to do? And everyone has not, everyone kind of has an idea deep down about what they want to do, but I feel like it's a confidence or like they're worried about the reaction to it, right? Like I know so many talented people are like, okay, like I want to start a clothing brand. I'm like, so why haven't you? They're like, oh well, I need this amount of money and then I need to do this, I need to do that. I'm like, nothing when you start is ever gonna be perfect. I'm not saying go out there and just put anything out there, you know what I mean? But like don't wait to have the perfect product to actually do what you want to do. Because there's gonna be like you're gonna make it and it's gonna be fine at first, but you're never gonna be just satisfied with it. You're gonna keep leveling up and you're gonna keep critiquing it and making it better. So you might as well just start. Put something out there so you know what to fix. You
Ah, I
know? It's
see.
yeah, it's not gonna be perfect. So don't overthink it. Definitely like organize your thoughts and like come up with like solid ideas, but like it's never gonna be perfect. So don't wait for it to all be together. Just at least put it out there, try.
Wow. Okay. No, where can we find you? I mean, like we know you're on the social media. Where can we find you to like tap into your work?
Oh, awesome. So on my Instagram, it's say by say underscore. So at say by say underscore. In the bio, there's a link. That's my website. If you follow me personally at Gold, there's also a link in my bio. I think I'm always like link in my bio, link in my bio. So if you follow me, you're definitely not gonna be able to miss it.
Not true. Well, definitely. Since you're coming through, you know, thank you for coming through and just, you know, showing us love and, just talking about your work with us too. You know,
Thank you.
and definitely, you guys make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe. You know, and then definitely check out Sai on, you know, tap into her work, and that will conclude the end of the show.